Hello, welcome on House News. In a friendly talk with the Korea-Indonesia Parliamentary Friendship Group, BKSAP highlighted worker protection issues alongside efforts to boost spice export opportunities to South Korea. Nearly 24 Indonesians repatriated from Iran, recalling the fear of falling bombs in the Islamic Republic as conflict escalated across the Middle East. The chair of the Budget Committee urged the government to anticipate the impacts of the conflict between Israel and Iran. The House warned the government to anticipate the impact of global geopolitical dynamics on national fuel supplies and prices. Conflicts in the Strait of Hormuz could threaten energy security in Indonesia. Cinemas aren't just places to watch movies in Indonesia. From the first screen to today, their journey is fascinating. Let's find out. BKSAP received a visit from the Korea-Indonesia Parliamentary Friendship Group recently. The meeting focused on increasing the protection of Indonesian migrant workers, spice exports for domestic raw materials, and scholarship opportunities in South Korea.
The meeting between BKSAP and the Korea-Indonesia Parliamentary Friendship Group marks an important moment to strengthen strategic ties between Indonesia and South Korea, especially in trade, investment, technology, and the protections of Indonesian migrant workers. Member of BKSAP of the House Abraham Srijoyo explained there are currently about 60,000 Indonesian workers in South Korea, and the number continues to increase each year. Therefore, the House requested the South Korean Parliament to establish regulations ensuring Indonesian migrant workers receive full protections and facilities equal to those provided to local workers.
Jadi kami minta kepada pihak Parlemen Korea untuk memberikan aturan yang memberikan perlindungan terhadap PMI kita. Nah, tadi disampaikan oleh presidennya bahwa aturan PMI yang ada di Korea itu sama persis dengan aturan pekerja yang warga negara Korea. Jadi diberikan perlindungan sama, aturan yang sama.
In addition to labor issues, the meeting also explored opportunities to strengthen trade cooperations between businesses in both countries. The initiative includes introducing a business matching scheme to facilitate the export and import of various potential products between Indonesia and South Korea. Trihandoko, tvrparlemen reports.
Lawmakers urged the government to take immediate yet careful measures to evacuate Indonesian citizens in Iran. The step is important as the conflict involving Israel, the United States, and Iran continues to escalate.
BKSAP of the House urged the government to intensify diplomatic communications to support a peaceful resolutions and prioritize the safety of Indonesian citizens in the Middle East, particularly in Iran, Qatar, Dubai, and Saudi Arabia. Member of BKSAP of the House Fatih emphasized government must prioritize the safety of Indonesian citizens in conflict areas. The House through BKSAP continues to coordinate with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to maintain the security of Indonesians in the Middle East. In addition to monitoring their conditions, the government also needs to prepare evacuation measures for citizens in areas where access has been disrupted due to the conflict. Evacuation programs have been implemented to help citizens escape from conflict zones safely.
Ya, tentu kita harus memastikan bahwasanya keselamatan warga negara Indonesia yang ada di area konflik ini merupakan prioritas tertinggi. Kami di BKSAP juga berkoordinasi dengan Kementerian Luar Negeri guna memastikan bahwa saudara-saudara kita yang ada di area konflik tersebut dalam kondisi baik, dan dari Kementerian Luar Negeri pun ada program untuk melakukan evakuasi khususnya di daerah-daerah yang memang bandara ataupun akses transportasi terganggu. Nah, saya kira Menteri Luar Negeri Bapak Sugiono juga sudah memberikan pernyataan. Nah, kita pantau dan kita dukung terus upaya positif ini guna memastikan masyarakat tetap aman.
Furthermore, Fatih highlighted Indonesia's foreign policy remains independent and active, reflecting its non-aligned positions in the ongoing conflict. He added despite this neutrality, Indonesia will take a role as a peace facilitator, considering the severe loss of life and the widespread impact on global economic supply chains. Hilman and Fuad, tvrparlemen report.
The Budget Committee recommended measures to keep the state budget stable, focusing on providing aid for low-income groups and supporting the MSME sector. These initiatives are designed to mitigate the impacts on the ongoing conflict in the Middle East.
The chairperson of the Budget Committee, Said Abdullah, stated, current global developments, including financial market fluctuations and conflict in the Middle East, could potentially have ripple effects on the national economy. However, he is optimistic the fiscal and monetary conditions of the state budget are stable and sufficient to sustain economic stability. Therefore, the government is expected to immediately refine its subsidy policies to improve accuracy in the subsidy distributions, as social assistance has often failed to reach the intended recipients. The government must prioritize subsidies to low and middle-income communities, avoiding allocations to wealthy groups or industrial sectors.
Dalam kondisi seperti ini, pemerintah hendaknya kalau sudah itu semua dilakukan oleh pemerintah, sehingga punya cadangan yang cukup, maka pemerintah hendaknya bisa membuat kebijakan untuk bantuan sosial produktif untuk UMKM kita, khususnya dari 43,9 juta UMKM itu sekitar 90% mikro. Maka yang mikro inilah yang perlu dibantu oleh pemerintah.
Approximately 43 million MSMEs operate in Indonesia, most of which are micro enterprises, needing financial aid to sustain their growth. Therefore, Said expected government has strategies to protect national fiscal health and keep the state budget functioning effectively as a tool for economic stability amid uncertain global conditions. Hilman and Fuad, tvrparlemen report.
After the break, we have updates about Indonesia's fuel resilience amid Middle East crisis, only on House News. Commission 12 encourages improvement in fuel storage infrastructure to enhance national energy security amid global uncertainty. Increasing storage capacity and building new tanks should be the government's priority.
Following discussions with Pertamina on strategies to enhance national energy infrastructure, member of Commission 12 of the House Rohmat Ardian stated, increasing storage capacity and building new fuel storage facilities in various regions are essential to strengthen national energy resilience. Rohmat added, developing new storage facilities should align with improvements in distribution infrastructure, including expanding depot capacity and reorganizing fuel storage points for more efficiency. These efforts are essential to support long-term resilience of national energy stocks. He believes strengthening energy reserve is in line with the President's directive to achieve national energy sovereignty and self-sufficiency.
Ya, tadi saya diskusi dengan Pertamina agar ketahanan energi kita ini tercapai di lebih dari 30 hari. Gimana caranya? Yaitu dengan membangun storage baru, ya. dengan pembangunan street baru, infrastruktur, penyehatan kantong-kantong BBM kita, ya depot-depot kita disehatkan, saya kira bisa. Dan saya yakin ini sejalan dengan perintah Bapak Presiden Prabowo tentang kedaulatan energi, swasembada energi.
Currently, national fuel reserves provide coverage for approximately 20 to 23 days, depends on the product type and distribution regions. To enhance these reserves, the government through Pertamina is increasing storage capacity and constructing new fuel terminals to support Indonesia's energy resilience and sovereignty. From Banten, Panji Prabowo, tvrparlemen reports.
Commission 8 demands the government to prepare emergency plan ahead of the 2026 Hajj amid geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. Various scenarios must be prepared, including mitigation plans to ensure the safety and certainty of Indonesian pilgrims.
Member of Commission 8 of the House, Sally Andriani Gantina, urged the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah to prepare contingency plans in case the conflict in the Middle East remains unresolved. Commission 8 continues to oversee the 2026 Hajj preparations, including regulatory, technical, and financial aspects, as well as the plans implemented by the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah. Furthermore, Sally highlighted the scenarios prepared by the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah only focus on regular Hajj pilgrims. As a matter of fact, the total quota of 221,000 includes regular and special pilgrims. This shows the planning does not adequately cover the needs of special pilgrims.
Mitigasi ini pun seharusnya juga meliputi untuk jamaah haji khusus. Kita hanya berfokus kepada jamaah haji reguler semua yang disiapkan oleh kita. Tetapi bagaimana dengan jamaah haji khususnya? Ada missing di situ. Jangan sampai nanti DPR diminta untuk persetujuannya, tetapi kita lost terhadap jamaah haji khusus yang sebetulnya menjadi bagian dari penyelenggaraan Bapak juga. Jamaah haji khusus itu penerbangannya bukan kita yang menentukan, Pak Menteri. Mereka menentukan sendiri. Kita nggak tahu mereka menggunakan pesawatnya Garuda Airlines, Saudi Arabia, Emirates, atau apapun.
In addition to overseeing Hajj preparations, Commission 8 received a government report on steps taken to protect Umrah pilgrims amid global uncertainties. These measures include closer coordination with airlines, service providers, and Saudi authorities. The government is also expected to develop alternative repatriation plans in case main flight routes are disrupted while anticipating and managing the potential rise in operational costs for the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah. Julian, tvrparlemen reports.
Following the Constitutional Court's ruling on labor regulations, the House has initiated to draft new legislation. The Legislative Committee will form a joint team with labor unions to discuss the labor bill, allowing stakeholders to provide input in shaping the legal framework.
The House also reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining public participations in the lawmaking process. Input from labor unions, business actors, and other stakeholders will contribute to shaping the bill to provide legal certainty and protections for all members of society. Sikri Denus, tvrparlemen reports.
Selanjutnya, Badan Legislasi akan memulai segera untuk membentuk tim bersama dengan para serikat pekerja untuk membahas undang-undang tenaga kerja yang akan sesuai dengan keputusan MK yang akan menjadi usul inisiatif DPR.
The House also reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining public participations in the lawmaking process. Input from labor unions, business actors, and other stakeholders will contribute to shaping the bill to provide legal certainty and protections for all members of society. Sikri Denus, tvrparlemen reports.
When we return, we'll have you the updates from the box of movies, so stay tuned on House News. For decades, cinemas have been part of Indonesian life, giving people a place to enjoy movies and have fun. From the first theaters to modern multiplexes, here is the history of cinema in Indonesia.
Shortly after Indonesia gained international recognition as an independent country, Pervini, a movie company, began addressing issues from the struggle for freedom. The company was led by Usmar Ismail, who became a pioneer of Indonesian cinema. Pervini's first post-independence film, Darah dan Doa or The Long March, released in 1950, directed by Usmar Ismail, marked the start of a new era in Indonesian cinema. Ismail's early films examined the moral complexities and human cost of the revolutionary period. On March 30, Indonesians celebrate National Film Day, honoring the first day of shooting for Darah dan Doa, a landmark of the nation's film history. The first cinema in Indonesia was built in 1900 on Jalan Tanah Abang, Central Jakarta. The cinema building resembled a simple hall with woven walls and a tin roof, and it will be transported to other towns once the film screenings were finished. The cinema was called Talbot, named after the entrepreneur who owned it. At that time, cinemas only show silent films with orchestra music that often did not match the movie. As times change, film has become a favorite form of entertainment. Another historic cinema is Metropole, located in the Megaria area of Central Jakarta. When it opened in 1951, it was one of the largest cinemas with the most complete facilities. In 1993, the building was declared as Class A Cultural Heritage Site and protected from demolitions. Cinemas in Indonesia have grown rapidly since the 2000s. With new technology, watching movies has never been easier. However, many people still love going to the cinema. Experts are optimistic cinemas will continue to grow and stay popular for years to come.
Harry Potter is one of the most popular franchises in the world, with 7 books, 8 movies, a stage play, and theme parks. Now, the young wizard is coming to a brand new TV series with exciting adventures.
After a lengthy casting process and tight-lipped productions, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are finally headed back to Hogwarts. HBO released the first teaser trailers for the new Harry Potter TV series. The teaser highlights early moments from the story, including Harry's life with his uncle and his journey to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The preview for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stones, the first seasons of the show, based on the first of 7 books by J.K. Rowling, introduces the 3 central characters. Harry Potter, played by Dominic McLaughlin, and his friends Hermione Granger by Arabella Stanton, and Ron Weasley by Alastair Stott. According to the trailer, the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stones TV show will run for 8 episodes on HBO Max Christmas 2026. It is several months earlier than its projected air date of 2027 and almost 30 years after the first book was published. The entire production is expected to take 10 years to complete in total. The initial plan is to film a series to cover each of Rowling's 7 books. As anticipation builds, the series is positioning itself as a long-term cinematic experience rather than a fast-track productions. While HBO has not confirmed how much it is spending per episode, some reports suggest a cost of $100 million per episode. If true, this will make the series as the most expensive television productions of all time.
The Eid holiday is always the perfect time for families to come together and enjoy movies. This year, Indonesian cinemas are packed with a lineup of 2026 releases. If you are planning to your holiday, these films are highly recommended.
It always brings a warm, meaningful atmosphere. Beyond the traditional moment of seeking forgiveness and gathering with family, watching movies has become a favorite activity to fill the holiday break. Nawila is the latest Indonesian family drama, set to premiere in cinemas on March 18, 2026. This movie is the live-action directorial debut of Rian Adriandi. The film is adapted from Reda Gaudimo's popular 2012 novel set in a small alley on the outskirts of Surabaya in the 1960s. It follows 6-year-old Nawila, a curious and innocent girl who sees the world with wonder, portraying the warmth of a multicultural family while exploring important themes of friendship and diversity that resonate with everyday life. Senin Harga Naik is a heartfelt family drama that follows Mutia and her mother Retno. After a major argument, Mutia leaves home to prove she can succeed without her family support. 3 years later, her career in a property company brings her to a project to demolish her mother's legendary bakery, forcing her to return home and try to persuade her mother to sell the shop. As she reconnects with her family, Mutia begins to understand the challenges and sacrifices her mother faced. The story captures the complexities of family bonds and forgiveness in a relatable and touching way. Tunggu Aku Sukses Nanti is one of the newest Indonesian films coming in March 2026, telling a story that really speaks to young people today. It follows Arga, who feels the pressures of not being successful yet, especially during the Eid holiday when family gatherings brings extra stress. The film shows how social expectations and family demands can weigh heavily on someone's mind. Showing in cinemas across Indonesia, it's a relatable story and a perfect choice to watch during Lebaran this year.
Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.